hate them. I hate them. I hate that man. I can't believe it. I can't believe they would do that. I'm so mad. I'm so unbelievably mad. I was going to clutch that. What is going on, everybody? Oh wait, hang on, am I muted? What is going on, everybody? Zachary5149 here. Not sure why I'm making a new script for Necromancer, especially when I have a sure-to-be terrifying Grand Finals match tomorrow. Heck, I might not even finish the script before the day is over, and I am, like, dead tired right now for literally no reason. Isn't that Oregon OSU game going on right now? Actually, how did the Texas game go? Excuse me, what the frick am I seeing right now? How are they tied? I'm getting off track. What are we talking about again? Necromancer? What about the Unchained? Unchained is awesome, and didn't I already have a script for that one too? Yeah? And then they nerfed the coruscation, so I gotta do some more gameplay before I make a video on it. Although, to be honest, I'd say about 90% of what I'm gonna say in that video will still be the same. Anywho, let's try and stay on track here. Necromancer, huh? Alright. Let's talk about it. So the Necromancer is the final Sienna career released as a DLC character, and oh my god, Arizona State just scored. And if I were to describe how she interacts with the battlefield, it would be with a heavy emphasis on ult management and how most of her talents work in cohesion with it. There are definitely some exceptions to that rule, but to be more direct, the Necromancer and her ult are what define her playstyle. It's her greatest ally and can be her worst enemy. Luckily, since you found this video, you don't have to worry about the latter too much. To start things off, Sienna's burn effects now last twice as long and copy the effects of the off-balance trait, causing them to suffer 20% extra damage while they burn. Unfortunately, only Sienna and her soon-to-be-discussed minions can benefit from the extra damage. With each kill Sienna scores, she gains a small buff to her crit chance for a small duration, capping her max crit chance at 25% instead of 15. And then there's the bread and butter of her class, the ability to summon 6 undead skeletons and being able to use them however you see fit. You can have them charge, stagger, and attack any enemy you want, have them follow you around so it's harder for enemies to hit you, or have them form a defensive line. All in all, this sounds amazing, especially since we haven't even talked about her talent pool yet, but I want you to hold your praise for a second. Let's see what happens when you send in the skeletons to take on an enemy horde.
Come on, darlings. We've a champion to demolish.
Okay, well, I mean, it is 6 skeletons versus 50 enemies, but I'm sure they can still more than effectively handle singular enemies. Hey look, a lone chaos warrior. Go in, my pretties, slay this demon. Okay, what the f is that? So let me get this straight. They don't do well against hordes and also do next to no damage. In fact, while we're talking about how laughable the skeletons are and how they are mostly just cannon fodder, they actually factor into what I would call the biggest weakness for the Necromancer. You see, after putting in more hours than I would like to admit playing just Cataclysm, I can pretty easily tell when a situation is about to turn for the worse. When 6 skeletons are easily not a match, even if my entire team is backing them up. It could just be poor positioning or the fact that the enemy wave is just way too overwhelming. In those situations, it's not going to be realistic to hunker down and establish one specific area as your battleground. You're gonna need to move around and buy time, something your skeletons are sorely not built for. They will get grinded into dust in no time, and there is basically nothing you will be able to do to back them up. This is easily where the Necro struggles the most. Overwhelming power. Now we take away most of her advantages as a career and boil everything down to mechanical skill. In those situations, I almost entirely use whatever tools I have as the Necro to buy time and get my skeletons back into the fight in whatever way possible. Obviously, staying with the team works well too. And this is a DLC character? Indeed she is, and I'll tell you something else while we're at it. You ever seen a military movie and hear the words, "This is my rifle, there are many like it, but this one is mine. Without me, my rifle is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless"? Do me a favor and replace the word rifle with skeleton and then embody that phrase to its absolute maximum. Indeed, a skeleton by itself is a joke at best. Likewise, the Necromancer by herself is still very serviceable, don't get me wrong, but is severely missing out and making everything harder for herself. It's no different than the other Ubersreich 5 members. Alone, they are nothing. Together, they are the most feared force throughout Helmgart and even the greater Vermintide universe. By working with your skeletons, backing them up in any way you can create a highly mutually beneficial situation where they draw the enemy's attention and you pour on the damage. In the best situation, properly backing up your skeletons can allow you to single-handedly deal with an entire patrol by yourself. Alone? Yeah, they won't last long. With your help, and even better, your team's help, it can be amazing. Whenever I see a Necro on my team, I always try to stay close to the skeletons and back them up so they can last longer. And it's a pretty important thing too, because mind you, she has a 2-minute cooldown. Segueing into another critically important topic, as much as I can praise the skeletons and what they can accomplish, it is still your job to set them up for success. Just planting them in any random location isn't going to always work. Getting surrounded is still absolutely possible, and you need to take the initiative. There are 2 things that you must do as a Necromancer. First, the defensive stance. Putting your skeletons in a defensive line is basically establishing a front line and a wall at the same time, or at least that's what you want your skeletons to do. Back up your team. The defensive stance also increases a skeleton's damage reduction value by 80%, massively boosting their survivability and making it easier to hold out for your ult while recharging. Screw sending them in to attack anything. That 60% extra damage buff is still weak as heck. I will literally keep them on defense every chance I get. I also pour my heart and soul into moving them out of harm's way. A lot of the specials like Fire Rats, Blightstormers, and Gas Rats can practically melt your skeletons in moments, even on defense. If I see a barrel about to explode, a lamp oil, a firebomb, you name it, I will watch over my skeletons as if they are my own offspring that I also use to murder all that stand in my way. And the second thing you gotta do with your skeletons is make it harder for enemies to go around them. Placing them by trees, rocks, walls, buildings, etc. will help you so much. And one other thing I do with my skeletons is analyze where the front line is. It's like a flowchart, right? 1. Is my team moving up against a horde? Yes? Well then my skeletons are about to start seeing way less action and help my team way less. 2. Send the skeletons to a spot where they can succeed, like near a wall or a tree, but also still be in close proximity to your team, preferably in front to take the pressure off of your frontliners. You can use the backline to snipe specials and back up your skeletons as best you can. Most of your skeletons dead? Pop your ult and get back to work. But also don't just drop your ult right on a horde. They'll get slaughtered while they're raising from the ground without any way to fight back. Pop your ult in an area where there are no enemies present, giving them time to be vulnerable safely. Then send them in. Also remember that if you go down or get disabled, then your skeletons become disabled too. The ult itself also staggers nearby enemies, so if an ally goes down, you can summon your skeletons on that ally to help protect them while waiting for a res. Oh my god, how did I forget this? You also have the ability to steal the soul of a skeleton in order to refund your overcharge by 70%. Oftentimes, if the situation calls for it, I will just spam my staff for like 2 minutes straight, collecting as many skeletons as is required until the threat has been dealt with. It's also important to remember that if you're about to summon another batch of skeletons, to refund your whole overcharge if possible so you don't start the next group with high overcharge. Holy sh**, Ohio State is up 17-0. Can't wait to see how they mess this up. How about we talk talents? And of course, Texas won. So first off, we have health recovery, which is fairly and easily melee hits. It's just more universal, you know? It's not even that good since I mostly roll with the flail to keep elites in check while also being mostly serviceable against hordes too. Moving on to set number 2, you know I live for that extra attack speed, and having your crits be even stronger than they already are is pretty sick too. I personally, and semi-reluctantly, roll with the 30% extra range power, but at the same time, keeping at least 4 skeletons up is pretty easy, and having a 25% chance of your attack being extra spicy is awesome too. God, I want to switch back to Van Hels. Set number 3, you go Smiter. I mean, you already have 30% extra range power. What's another 7 gonna accomplish? Moving on to set number 4, I'd heavily recommend using Cursed Blood, which takes advantage of your 25% crit chance, and it works on your range or melee weapon. It can even work spontaneously if your attack both burns and crits. It's why I use the Fireball Staff and Flail, since both of their attacks come with easy access burn attacks, while also being very well rounded. Soul Harvest is a pretty interesting concept and makes farming crits better. Honestly, it's really good and can make for more consistent gameplay. I mean, come on, imagine this stacked with Reaping. And as far as Withering Touch is concerned, mostly meh, to be honest. Talent set number 5, depending on who you ask, is easily one option or the other. I wonder which talent the online build site I like recommends. Oh wow, they chose Lost Skulls. What an incredible and unforeseeable turn of events. I am shocked. Alright, enough goofing. I can see why Lost Souls is really good. Getting 2 HP back for every 12% overcharge vented may sound dumb, but trust me, it's not. It basically makes maintaining your health way easier. Vent all you want, the talent will easily keep up with it. On top of that, I can already hear the cries from the Curse of Undeath. Have fun fighting specials and losing all of your DR after 2 seconds, LMAO. Friendly Fire removes it too. Literally, this talent is trash, says the op. I'm actually joking, by the way. Disagreeing with someone doesn't automatically make them an op. I'm using that term correctly, right? 1 second. Okay, yeah, good. So listen, alright? I get it. In the right situation, this talent might as well be as useful as a screen door on a submarine. But I've said it before, and will continue to say it again and again. The 2 things I look for in every build are ways to attack faster and take less damage. I'm sorry, but getting downswiped by 3 Chaos Warriors on Kata and basically brushing it off? You gotta be kidding me. It's not even close. You wanna know what Lost Soul is known for, if you ask me? Accidentally attacking patrols. It's happened like 3 times in my time watching Necromancers play the game. Just be more patient and proactive against specials and you'll be just fine. My rule of thumb is if I have less than 4 skeletons or am out of DR, I spawn my next batch of skeletons to restock. Oh man, I'm getting fatigued. Let's wrap this up, shall we? Talent set number 6 is pretty much between Barrow Blades, which makes Cursed Blood easier, and Dread, which makes your skeleton stronger and healthier. Play your cards right, and whatever damage you do take can easily be repaired with Natural Bond on a necklace. Adding together your melee and necklace, you want enough stamina to not be stunned by an elite, which is over 4 bars, but I like to be irresponsible and just load offense onto my flail because, as everyone knows, I am a rebel. Charm, I just stack some damage against those pesky specials, and I throw Concoction onto my trait for emergency skeleton summoning situations. Trinket, I go Stamina Recovery and Crit Chance with Shrapnel for the trait. I use the Fireball Staff with Thermal Equalizer and a little bit extra Crit Chance, most importantly. If you're gonna run other weapons, I'd recommend sticking to weapons that burn enemies easily and have good damage for crits. Alright, so let's check in on the Buckeyes. Have they blown their 34-point lead yet? No! Alright, Pog! Anywho, that be the Necromancer for y'alls. Can't believe I just said that. Done right, she can easily top score in damage, but she can at times be pretty helpless, so keeping that extra eye out for your Necro can be so helpful. She honestly reminds me a lot of the Sister of Thorn in a way, with her walls, but honestly that can be kind of superficial. Up next will probably be the Unchained, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Later, peoples!
A chaos warrior! To me, my sliding flames! Bloody A! Light stormer! Bring him down before he starves! The wind will die with its master! Rise, my minions! They'll burn like the rest! No more dancing, Chaos Warrior. Just sit. There! Chaos Warrior! Chaos Warrior down! Dead, yes. No, not yet.
Ah, crap! Oh, no! Still alive. Yes, I was. Holy shit. Wait a minute. Why is my team... Oh, no! Oh, what is this? What is this? Do you have any idea how much I have to go through to get back to you guys? Holy shit, we're fucked. I am so... I cannot wait to see if I can clutch this. Counts.
Look out! Poison! Strangler's got lift. He's done. No more dancing for that Cloverdale. Darling, where did you go?
I don't know where the assassin is. I don't know where he is. That's what it's gonna come down to. I don't even know what you're talking about.
This ladder leads up.
Ah!
Assassin runs. Curses. A blight storm.
Out of here! Let's go! Oh, fuck.
It's up here. The wind. Kill its master.
Bruh!
Blight stormer. I'll boil the flesh off his rotten bones.
No! Where's this goddamn Packmaster? I'm so scared right now. Oh my god. Raz! We're back, boys! It's